All right, welcome to the month of November. I am Dallisa. I am the founder and CEO of Spirit and Spark. I'm a fifth generation psychic medium and a transformation coach. And I am thrilled to be here today. I'm going to be welcoming Ashley on in just a few minutes, as well as Yelena Crawford, to talk about the astrology. What is coming up for November? What could you expect to feel from the month ahead? It's a doozy. It's a doozy. So we're about to get started. Share this link with your friends, your family, your coworkers. Let's all gather around the table and talk about the month of November. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, beautiful. I have a picture I'm going to show you in just a moment. I hope everybody had a great Halloween. Comment. Let me know. Let's do a fun question for this episode since we just celebrated Halloween. Are you a candy corn person? I put a poll up on my Instagram, my personal Psychic Dallisa Instagram page yesterday asking, do you like candy corn? It's kind of split down the middle, but it's leaning towards no, it's disgusting. But I like candy corn. So in the comments, let me know, are you a candy corn person? Yes or no? It's very polarizing, just like Peeps for Halloween or Easter. Candy corn is the Peeps, okay? All right, I'll be back later today in just a couple of hours, actually, for the Sovereignty Circle with Lisa Gunshore, Michelle Snelling. We're going to be holding light for humanity. Things are getting crazy. We've been predicting it. So if you want to send light to yourself, to other people, to humanity, to Earth, join us. It will be live at 12:11 p.m. Pacific and 3:11 p.m. Eastern. That's today. If you can't catch it live, we will have the replay for you available right here on Spirit and Spark TV on YouTube. So let's take a look at this Halloween type spooky photo. My house is haunted. And yes, I've communicated with the ghosts of my house. I have a better understanding of why they selected me to be in this house. And so the other day I got up and they've been flipping on and off a light switch in the room where I have all of my Spirit and Spark stuff. And sometimes they flip the light on, sometimes they flip the ceiling fan on. Just depends. There's no rhyme or reason. And so the other day I got up out of bed and I'm like, they flipped the light on overnight, right? So I wake up, the light's on. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a picture and see if I can catch anything. So I'm going to show you this picture. Let me know if you can see what is in this picture. All right, did you see it? Did you see the blue, I think they're blue orbs next to the energy table? So I'm going to show it to you one more time. I guess they're a little bit green. But there are these energy orbs right next to the table. Don't judge the messiness of the room. I'm still setting it up. But yeah, that is what I caught on the camera. So let me know if you could see it. Maybe you have an impression of what you think it is. But yeah, pretty cool. So I hope you did have a great Halloween. Shout out to all the Spark Plug members. New month, lots of new offers for our members out there. So make sure you're checking your member weekly digest email and logging into your member portal. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go to spiritandspark.com and click on the Spark Plug and join our community. We'd love to have you in there. Let's see here. Yeah, Transform in 20 starts tomorrow. Everybody that signed up for that, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get you from where you're at now and helping to break down the energy in the walls to get you to where you want to go. What's your dream? What's that dream you've got in your heart? Let's start to break down those walls. So Transform in 20 starts tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. Spark Plug members, I do have the Rainbow of Light meditation and clearing. That will be this week, so make sure you sign up for that. Spark Plug members, you're allowed to invite your friends, your family, your coworkers, share the link, and we'll be doing that Rainbow of Light meditation live this week, and then the replay will be in your member portal. Okay, I'm going to bring Ashley on before I get too far down the rabbit hole, because I need to give you kind of my thoughts on the energy for the week, the month ahead, and then we're going to be joined by Yelena Crawford to talk about the astrology. It is a big, big show today. That's why I said, make sure you share with your friends, your family. Let's do this. Let's get everybody gathered around the table. All right. So Ashley, welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Yeah. So Ashley and I just figured out that Ashley knows a lot about Texas. So we had a fun conversation backstage before we came on, which always makes it fun. So you've got a couple things coming up, and those people out there watching that have followed you, followed Spirit and Spark, maybe they're Spark Plug members, they know, they are in the know regarding your meditation and Reiki circles. They are the hot ticket. And you just made them public today for November, and you've got one you're doing for the new moon on November 5th, and one you're doing for the full moon on November 19th. You're taking 15 people each one. You have complimentary passes. 7:30 Pacific, so in the evening, 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. So November 5th, November 19th, new moon and full moon. Okay, so let's talk about that. What can, if they haven't been, because I know you get a mix of new people and you get a mix of people who keep coming every month.
Absolutely.
What do you do?
You know, it changes every single time. And it's a beautiful thing because I let spirit guide me. And I'm very pro that. So if they log on, you know, expect the unexpected sometimes. Usually we have a glorious, you know, spirit-led meditation. There's always Reiki involved, because I figure if you're going to go ahead and start that healing, we're going to go ahead and really get that healing going. We have, I know for the full moon, at the last moment, Spirit actually guided a bay leaf burning. So we did that at the end. And it was great to see everybody kind of really get into the momentum of writing down what it is that they really wished to release. And that is the simplistic moment of it. And it was just a release with their intentions. And it was absolutely beautiful. And I'm so honored that we did that. And I'm so honored that everybody participated and absolutely loved it. So
yeah, they're, like I said, they're a hot ticket. So you've got 15 spots in each one. I'm just going to ask everybody watching right now, you have 48 hours if you want one of these class passes for the month. Please do not take one if you're not absolutely certain that you're going to show up. So please make sure you only take a spot if you know you're going to be there and you're going to be interested and you're going to be an active participant, because there's going to be a lot more than 15 people that want these spots. So again, it's November 5th and November 19th, 7:30 Pacific, so 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So it's a little late for the East Coast, but I know a lot of you who like to stay up late. I don't. But there's going to be a lot of interest in this. So let me go ahead and show everybody how to claim one of these class passes. You're basically going to go on spiritandspark.com. I also have the link scrolling. It's the contact page, like contact us and just say which one you want to go to. November 5th, the 19th. Are you going to let them sign up for both, Ashley?
Absolutely. I'm not going to say no to anybody that wants to do both.
Okay, because they know to do it with integrity, to RSVP with integrity. So they're going to go on this form here. And in the menu, they're going to click on contact. And then in the form, let us know, are you going to the 5th, the 19th, or both? Yep, beautiful. So that's how everybody does it. And then I'll connect you with Ashley over email. She'll give you all the details, and as easy as that. Before I let you go, though, I want to quickly mention you're also doing a Reiki Q&A for everybody that is interested in becoming a practitioner of Reiki. So maybe level 1, and then there's level 2, there's master, there's all kinds of stuff. You're doing a free Q&A tomorrow, which is November 2nd at 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. So who would that be good for?
You know what? I'm going to say it's good for anybody. And I say that because, maybe people who've heard of Reiki, they don't really understand what it is. They just kind of want to touch base because they've been considering getting it. But, maybe that is their kickstart that they need once they start getting Reiki, is to then step into the next avenue with it in becoming a practitioner, but they already have a little bit of the information so they know how to go about it. And then it's for anybody who has been, feeling the calling, so to say. You've had Reiki, how it works for you, and now you want to help spread that love, essentially. And it's spreading the love and then helping heal others in the way that you've been healed as well. And that's how I look at Reiki, as a blessing. And it really is it's not going to be super long. It's just kind of overview on a couple things, what to expect, go over the processes on how, you can sign up for Reiki 1. If you've already done Reiki 1 and you want to do Reiki 2, eventually that will be coming up as well. And so, yeah, it's a great spot because the classes are informative and interesting, and you create a group with that as well. So it's a great community.
Absolutely. So you'll be doing this online. There are people that have asked, I want to do Reiki certification. Does anybody teach Reiki certification? So everybody who's asked me, this is your opportunity. So the Q&A to understand what the certification is, that's going to be tomorrow. So if you want to sign up and join Ashley for the free Q&A tomorrow night and just learn about it, then you'll want to email her today and connect. So even if you go through the contact us page at spiritandspark.com, click contact, even on that form, if you just want to say, I want to go to Ashley's Reiki Q&A, I'll see that message. I can connect you in regards to that too. But I suspect that there's going to be several people who are interested in doing that Reiki certification. So thanks for offering that.
You're so welcome. I'm so excited for it. And there's no limit. So if you know anybody that wants to, that's been interested as well, feel free to share the information. I'm happy to just assist. But this is for the Spark Plug. So make sure that they are signed up for that.
Okay. Yeah. So Spark Plug members. So if you want to do the Reiki certification and you want to do the free Q&A tomorrow, make sure that you have registered for the Spark Plug. Go to spiritandspark.com, click on the Spark Plug. So yeah, I'll double check the names as they come through.
Don't worry.
But the 15 spots for the full moon, the 15 spots for the full moon and new moon Reiki meditation circle, that's for everybody, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, thanks, Ashley, for jumping on today.
No, thank you for having me.
All right. Have a good one. Happy November.
Happy November. Bye, everybody.
Bye. All right. So just to quickly recap, if you want one of the 15 free class passes for her Reiki meditation circles, which would be on the 5th or the 19th, go to spiritandspark.com, click on the contact us page, and mention if you want the 5th, the 19th, or both. Please RSVP with integrity. If you are a Spark Plug member, you can join Ashley tomorrow night for free for her Reiki Q&A and learn about the certification process. You can become a Reiki practitioner. To become a Spark Plug member, spiritandspark.com, click on the Spark Plug. I try to make this as easy as possible. All right, so here we go. Let me quickly go over some of my thoughts for the month ahead. And I got to bring Elena on. I'm just like dragging my feet over here, going through all kinds of information. Yelena's being very patient backstage. Okay. And then we'll do the card of destiny and all that jazz, the oracle card of the week. All right. So here we go. The energy that I feel, and then we'll bring Yelena on and see if she matches me astrologically. Whew. I think for the next few weeks, it may feel like things are slowing down to get you to look inward, to rest, and to recharge. Don't be surprised if there is a bit of spiritual volatility or a feeling of like spiritual warfare going on in your inner world. And I feel it's part of the energy's way of breaking it up to break you free to then have the life that you've been envisioning for yourself. So does your inner world match your outer world? So I want you just to kind of think about that, right? So if you think about your life, what's going on around you, the people, the situations, everything that is manifested, where is that matching your insides? Where is that matching your thoughts, your beliefs, your heart? So I want you to compare your inner world with your outer world this month. The theme is soul searching and finding your purpose. It's going to be about creating time and space and energy with you by yourself that is nourishing and not dipping into mindless, numbing activities. This is also not the month to fight toxic people. Yeah, I've said that before in some of the recent videos, but it's not the month to fight those toxic people. I would not overindulge this month if you can help it. I would just take care of yourself, do that inner work. I'd stay away from like excessive anything this month. It's also a great time to review success from this year, 2021, and what do you want to do in 2022? What are you manifesting? What do you want to create? Getting very clear on that. I do feel it's a good month for connecting with nature. So actually numerology, November this month in particular is associated with the number 7. And there are 7 chakras, at least those main chakra points, energy points of your body. How can you work with your chakra system this month? Also for November, I do think there's going to be things that have been hidden or secretive that you're going to learn about, know about, that will be revealed to you. One thing I want you to ask yourself for November is, what will you share and what have you decided that you are going to keep hidden? All right. This month, there is a lot of energy points when I look at it through my clairvoyant vision. There's a lot of things going on this month that are going to set the stage for the next few years. So knowing that and knowing how incredibly important this energy is for November, and I also believe for December and, you know, as we go into 2022, what do you value? And what are you connecting yourself to? And why are you connected and bonded to those specific people or projects? So a lot of review going on this month. Let's go ahead and bring Yelena on. I feel like I'm going to pause there because Yelena's got a lot to add. So let's go ahead and bring her on. Hello, Yelena. How are you?
I'm good. I'm over here taking notes on everything that you've done.
Well, good. I'm glad. Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's just so much. I even have like sticky notes I didn't even get to. I'm like, I just feel like I need to bring you on and just start talking about this because I know I asked you to focus really on, you know, November. How's November going to feel? Did that make sense what I was saying about the energy?
So much. Yeah. You were like pretty dead on about everything. And it really does align with everything that I'm about to say.
Perfect. So take it.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to, wherever you want to start, everybody watching, whether it's live or in the replay, drop a comment as you're listening to what I just said, what Yelena's going to say. Comment, let us know, like be involved in the conversation. I may show a few of the live ones up on the screen. So Yelena, go for it.
Okay, so you are so dead on. We have the end of this year is absolutely just jam-packed. So the first thing that I'm going to say before we like enter November is the very first thing that we start off with this month, which is tomorrow, right? We have Mercury exiting its shadow. So this is a really good thing. We've got a lot of these planetary bodies moving forward. So we've got Saturn, Pluto, Mercury, Jupiter, all stationed to go direct at the end of last month. But we have to remember that Mercury is fast and it'll pick up pace quick. It actually will move through Libra, Scorpio, and Sag all in the same month, which is going to get our minds going. We're going to want change. We're going to want movement. We're going to want to make things happen. But all these other planets are really slow and they're going to take a while to gain momentum. So you had said, we're going to feel maybe this slowdown for the next couple of weeks. And I agree, because the 7-month in numerology is all about reflection, introspection. It's kind of a more slowed down energy, but we want things to happen now for the most part, right? So there's this kind of like clash in the energies. We will slowly build in momentum as the month goes on, and things will start to shift and change, but maybe just not as fast as we would like them to. So start the month with Mercury exiting its shadow. And then we've got this big full moon this week, you guys. We've got, the new moon.
The new moon. That was on my sticky notes, was the new moon.
Yeah. The new moon. And this new moon is a big deal. First off, it's a super new moon. So even though it's a dark moon, this is when the moon is at perigee. So it's got like an elliptical orbit around the earth, and it's when it's closest to the earth, which makes it even more intense. Now, adding to that intensity, this moon's in Scorpio, which is a sign of intensity, deep internal emotions that are just kind of like churning, right? And we've got Mars in Scorpio now, like adding to that fire. But we've also have this new moon opposing Uranus. So that really makes the dynamic much more crazy because Uranus is a change agent. Uranus likes to shake things up. It can create sudden and unexpected upheaval. It can create some chaotic situations, but it can really help us to like push through and liberate ourselves. And I think that you had said something about that too, to break up, to break free, right? And was something that you had mentioned. And moving into the second week of November, we're going to get into that a little bit more because we do have some kind of dicey energy that we're going to be moving through in that second week. But there's going to be a bigger emphasis. This new moon, you know, new moons are about new beginnings, maybe seeding something new, setting our intentions. But really with a lot of this Scorpio energy, bringing in that 7-month in numerology again, and just being Scorpio energy in general, it's a purge. It's like a letting go and it's a release. We want to remember as well, you guys, that this new moon, it jets us off into eclipse season because the eclipses are starting on this Taurus Scorpio axis. So this is like opening that portal, that gateway into eclipse season because we've got our first eclipse, which is going to be at the end of the month. So we've already started off, we're on the 4th of the month and look at all that we have going on already, right?
Come on, Yelena.
Right.
People watch me, you know, regularly, and I feel like it's all like, hang in there.
Right.
Things are gonna get intense. Like, I know, because I feel like a broken record sometimes, but when I see the energy, it's like, as you were saying, you know, we're approaching this like ramp up period. And so,
but it's a slow
ramp.
It's like one of those escalators that you're just like, okay, walk faster. You're stuck behind somebody on the escalator, you know?
Yeah. What I wrote down about the new moon in Scorpio on the 4th is no more stalling or excuses, asking yourself, what is the root issues in your life?
Yeah. And I had a couple questions I wrote down too that are kind of similar. I wrote, where are you keeping yourself stuck? Where might you be like staying in your comfort zone and not wanting yourself to grow or expand? Or where can you create radical change? Where can you maybe shift some things and move some things around to ultimately liberate yourself? And that may require a little bit of discomfort right now. So we are exiting the comfort zone. That's what we're doing right now. We're exiting the comfort zone. So
I mean, we just have to laugh because it's better than crying.
For sure. For sure. And I like these time periods too, though, because these are the time periods that we will all look back on and say, oh, thank God that happened, but that really sucked when we were in it.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah. So everybody get ready for the suck, but it'll get better.
And it doesn't, I don't want to like set the stage where everybody's going to think that their month's going to suck. It just might be, you know, it just might be a little uncomfortable here and there. But because I obviously want to say too, we've got this new moon. It's with Mars. It's a Scorpio ruled sign. Mars is right there with the new moon opposing Uranus. So you guys, if you've been experiencing in this Mercury retrograde energy, we've had Mercury and all these planets in Libra squaring Pluto. And it's brought up a lot of dynamics of like power and control issues with other people, where we've been battling our wills one against another person. And maybe there's been some disputes, disagreements and arguments and power struggles. I know I've been going through it, and I'm sure all of you guys have been too. It's been intense already. And now that, you know, Mercury tomorrow is going to hit that square to Pluto again. So there's a possibility when we could have some more of that going on. Now, next week, we're moving into a dynamic where we've got this T-square that's being activated. Now, I think the last time I talked to you, Dallisa, was when we had that Saturn-Uranus square. activity that was going on. So this has been, for anybody that might not be familiar with this, this has been an ongoing dynamic that's been going on all year long. And it's part of the major plot line of what's going on in your life. So if you guys think back to February, what was the big challenge that was kind of being highlighted for you guys back in February? Where we had to, there was maybe some type of challenge or a crisis, something of the old versus the new in our lives where we had to pivot or make some changes, or we came up against a challenge. Well, that was also activated again in June. And so we had to deal with it again, June 14th. And now we're building up to that final activation of it again, which is on December 14th. But this is really getting activated this next coming week. Next week's going to be the most challenging week, I would say, probably of the month. So
you can't tell me that.
Yeah, like November 10th, November 13th, and November 17th look like some pretty intense days. Where we've got like Mars opposing Uranus, squaring Saturn, and it creates this like tension. I wrote a couple of things like collectively, right?
I'm just gonna go hide under the desk while you talk.
Right? I feel like I'm always on in the days that we talk about like really intense things.
I know. What the heck is this?
So the first activation of you guys, you can think personal in your own personal lives, but I wrote a couple things down so you knew what was going on collectively. Okay. So back in February, when we had Mars conjunct Uranus activating the square to Saturn, it was the capital insurrection.
Yep.
Okay. So we had that like surge of we want freedom. We're going to rebel as a collective against the societal norms and structures, right? So now our second activation, there was a lot of things that occurred too. This time, Saturn was retrograde. So a lot of those Saturnian limitations, restrictions, and all of those things were slowed down and they were lifted. And that's when we experienced a lot of the lifting of restrictions and everybody felt free and we felt like excited about life again, right? So that was going on at the same time as news of the Delta variant was starting to kind of infiltrate through our societies, our communities again. And then we had that big building collapse in Florida too. So that's very Uranian, Mars against Saturn, which is a structure, a building, and an explosion. And then the Capitol insurrection hearing actually began during that time. So now we're building up towards it again, but the dynamics are going to change once again. We've got Saturn direct. Uranus is now retrograde, and we really aren't sure how that's going to play out. So I guess we'll kind of see what the dynamics. I would assume there's definitely going to be probably more enforced restrictions, and it's going to be a lot of rebellion in society and the collective, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there's some questions I'm going to put up on the screen. I'll just note this morning when I did the Spark Plug member video, it's where I say all the things I can't say on here.
Okay.
But a lot of what you just said, I talked about.
I hope I didn't say anything that I'm not supposed to say. I wasn't really.
No. It was vague enough, but
good.
We all understood what you were saying. Yeah. Okay. I got the same hit was that there was going to be more restrictions. And so I talked about that. So yeah, I agree. I think there's going to be some weird restrictions that are going to be happening. We did get a few questions though. Karen's asking, because we're out of Mercury retrograde and we're out of that shadow, are there still some Mercury type retrograde elements that are happening or anything that might, suggest that Mercury retrograde type feel where you shouldn't go into a contract or, slow down a lot? So do you see anything going on with that right now?
You should be fine. Mercury will be leaving its shadow tomorrow, depending on where you guys are, your time zones. But like Tuesday into Wednesday, Mercury will leave its shadow and it will enter Scorpio. So you should be fine. I mean, we do have Mercury is going to be moving out of that square to Pluto. I would say Mercury will hit a square to Saturn next week. So if you can avoid doing some things next week, but I don't really see where it could bring like complications, arguments. You could come up against some roadblocks with some things, but ultimately Mercury is out of retrograde. So you should be okay to sign contracts without some major challenges coming up.
So that's
part, right?
Yeah, that's helpful. Amy's asking if you see trouble for travel. You said the 10th or the 14th is kind of a rough patch.
Well, What I would say is that it would pretty much be dependent on your specific natal chart and how it's being affected. I wouldn't say that there's going to be trouble for everybody collectively. So it's honestly kind of difficult to say.
Okay. Yeah.
You should be
So
okay. I mean,
yeah. I think the energy is tense. So what I would say to anybody asking about like, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? It's like, slow down, like cross your T's, dot your I's, have a plan, have a backup plan, leave with plenty of time. Don't get angry. Don't go yelling at people. You might get yelled at, deal with it. Like, so just slow it down a little bit. I think you'll be okay. Yeah, 10-9, I'd say. She says it's going over my head. Yeah, so a lot of, the astrology talk, it goes over my head too, but I just listen for like, what is the energy going to be like? What's it going to feel like? So hopefully you're taking away some value from this. Yeah, Gail's saying, I'm a double Scorpio. Is it more intense if you're a Scorpio?
I mean, it is Scorpio season. We've also got Mercury and Mars moving through Scorpio, but this is energy that you should probably be very comfortable with, Gail. So I would say if anybody is well equipped to deal with it, it's you.
Oh, that's awesome. Leona's asking if Leo ever shows up. She says she never hears about Leo. Is Leo hiding right now? The activations around Leo?
We're out of Leo season, and but no, Leos are definitely up for some big challenges right now. So anybody, the month of November is really, really affecting fixed sign energy, which is Taurus. So if you have your big three or like Mercury, Venus, any of those planets in Taurus, Leo, here you are, Scorpio or Aquarius, these planets that you have there are being hit in a more challenging way. So this is definitely going to help these people to push things forward. And you are certainly going to be faced with some challenges and movement that might be a little bit more uncomfortable and challenging for you this month. Definitely fixed energy. Yeah.
Energy. Yeah. When you were talking about eclipse season, I was like, oh, mercy, because my birthday is December 14th. And last year was a milestone birthday on an eclipse on December 14th. And it was rough.
So that means that your solar return, which we cast like a chart for your birthday every year, you had an eclipse in your solar return chart, which is the energy of your year. So if you had a lot of big changes and everything this year, lots of big changes, upheaval, new beginnings. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Awesome. So it hits again on December 14th this year?
No, it's actually December 23rd, moving into the 24th when Saturn arrives. But we have an eclipse at the beginning of December that I'm actually coming on to talk to you guys about at the beginning.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
But we do have an eclipse that I wanted to tell you guys about.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so we have an eclipse at the end of this month that, so basically how eclipses work. We have eclipses that are going to take place on the axis of two different signs that are opposites. And that will carry a storyline in our lives through a course of 18-month time period. So it's been in Sagittarius and Gemini, where if you guys know where that is in your chart, maybe Google what those houses mean. And that's where this storyline has been playing out. Well, we have our final Sagittarius eclipse at the beginning of December. I'll be on to talk to you guys about that. But for now, we have the start of a brand new eclipse cycle in Taurus and Scorpio. So do a little research in your chart, see what houses that is. But this is going to be a lunar eclipse. Now, I want to explain there's a difference between a lunar and a solar eclipse. A lunar eclipse is a full moon always. A solar eclipse is a new moon. Now, in traditional astrology, the ancients believed that the sun, the solar eclipses, we have more control over some of those circumstances that we get from those eclipses because the sun represents our purpose and things that we take part in, our own motivations, our own drive, willpower, vitality. Where lunar eclipses with the moon represents circumstance of fate and fortune. So these are things that we may not have as much of a control over. So it's more like the fate, the hand of God is like we're at its mercy here. So this could bring sudden turning points. This could bring unexpected changes in circumstance, changes in life direction. Now, this is going to definitely be associated with a release and a letting go. So you can see that theme of purge, of letting go, of ending things. So lunar eclipses tend to close doors. So we are closing out a lot of stuff right now, you guys, so that we can bring in some new. Not the time yet for the new, though. So if you are feeling super eager, just try and temper that for now and allow this release period. Okay. I think that that's going to be the best thing that we can do right now.
Yeah, I agree. I love what Ashley wrote in the comments. She says, well, joy, ha ha ha. I can see exactly what this energy is pushing me towards. I will also say February and June, the connections are there. Hashtag Aquarius Sun and Leo rising.
Yeah, Aquarius Sun, Leo rising, Ashley. I can see why you would know that. Yeah, because you've been directly all year. Yes. Because Aquarius is going through some major reset in their lives right now because they've got Saturn moving through the first house. Like, yeah, my mom is going through it. So I'm very familiar with that. Good luck to all of you Aquariuses out there.
Yeah, it's so funny because we talked about my birthday being on the eclipse that then was carried through the whole year, which I don't think I grasped onto that idea, but I get it now and I hear it and I'm like, oh yeah, no wonder why my year. But I'm a Sag. Yeah. And then I'm a Gemini rising and my midheaven is Aquarius. So my whole life just changed.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because you've got eclipses going on in your first and seventh house too. Yeah, so Gemini and Sagittarius eclipses, wow, you've really been getting hit.
Yeah, so when I sit here and I kind of laugh about it and I say like, hey, the energy is a little crazy. Like, I've been through this. I've been through the year. You know, I could sit here and be like, I get it. I understand because I do. Okay. Is there anything else you want to touch on for this month?
I basically, like, one thing I want to say is that, you know, when we say you're getting hit or whatever, like, I just want you guys to know this energy, like a lot of this energy this year, especially with the Saturn Uranus dynamic, it's all about having you take a look, especially with these new Taurus eclipses that are coming in, which is all about our values, what we value in life. Is it in alignment with what is going on in our lives on the outside? Are our inner and our outer worlds, and I think you said that too, like, are our inner and our outer worlds aligned? And a lot of things that are happening, a lot of the restrictions and limitations that are being imposed on us, we're starting to see that we're like out of alignment with the things that we believe in, with the things that we really believe are right. And are we going to stand in our truth? Are we going to stand in our power? Are we going to, you know, and this is, it's a lot of Pluto energy too, which is the power, holding our personal power as a collective, as an individual. So it's all about making those kinds of shifts that are in alignment with what you believe in moving forward, standing in your truth, standing your ground. And ultimately, at the end of the cycle, that will bring us freedom. It will make us feel liberated. But I know it might not look like that right now. So just try to make decisions that are in alignment with your morals, with your values. And maybe you need to even do some adjusting to your morals and values. And that's all this spiritual transformation that Scorpio brings too, bringing up our truths. And some of it might not be fun to look at, right? So.
But then we go to Sagittarius season, which is parties and.
Yeah, and more optimism, right? Like being able to see the bigger picture a little bit easier and stepping out of the darkness. So
yeah, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but the work you do now is so critical to that opening and the ending of the cycle that Yelena is talking about. It's like you got to do the work and look at it and heal so that you can unlock the doors. You can keep moving forward and progressing. It's why you're here on Earth School, for God's sake. Like, you're here, do the work.
Definitely
dramatic, but yeah.
Well, I agree though. It's true. It's definitely true.
Like, don't waste this opportunity, you know? You're here. It's a miracle. Like, do something about it. Yelena, before we let you go, because I know you'll be back on for the December show, and we'll be talking about December energy. Where can people find you? What do you have going on right now?
Yeah, I am at Yelena Crawford Astrology on YouTube. And on Instagram, and I post content on there. I do weekly forecasts, monthly forecasts. And basically, I'm a teacher's assistant and an astrology program. So if anybody is looking to study astrology, we have an amazing program. I work for astrologer Heather Eland, and it's called the Cosmic Academy of Astrology. So if anybody's interested, check it out. We're about to start enrollment again for classes that will begin in February and March of next year. It's a year-long program. It's a super awesome program for anybody that's looking to become an astrologer.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I think I've got your Instagram handle at the bottom of the screen scrolling. It's Instagram, Facebook. So make sure you go connect with Yelena. Yelena, thanks for being a part of today's show.
Thank you so much for having me on again. It's always so much fun.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a lot to recap when we talk next month. All right, see you later. Yeah, bye. Thank you. Oh, mercy. This energy, I tell you, I'm glad that I'm not alone when I get these downloads and I'm like, oh, this is what's coming, you know, and I write out my paper, and because then somebody like Yolanda comes on and says, oh yeah, it's the astrology, it's what's happening. And so it's just kind of like a double check mark, a double confirmation. So you're not alone. So don't ever feel like you are alone. You've got us, you've got the Spark Plug community if you're a member. But yeah, I wrote a couple things on my sticky notes. This Friday presents a cycle that will be with us through 2022. And you're going to feel things move and shift this month. You're really going to feel things move and shift. I think the first couple of weeks are going to feel like that introspection kind of energy, and then it's like off to the races. So use these next couple of weeks to get clear on who you are, what you want, what you value. I did write down, with all the energy that is happening in the air right now, or in the sky, a question. I said, what do you want people to kind of ask themselves, you know, for the month ahead? And they said, what do I need to know right now that has not been made clear yet? What do I need to know right now that has not been made clear to me yet? Okay. Because there's a lot of this kind of like secrets revealed kind of energy happening. So what do you not know that you need to know that would make your life better, that would make your life easier? What do you need to know that you don't know right now? So may that be a question you meditate on, journal about, or an intention that you have. I'm going to pull a card of destiny here in just a moment. Yeah, don't let heated arguments this week get out of control. Avoid confrontation. There is energy this week, particularly around innovation, but also about instability with emotion. So if you're feeling triggered, if you're feeling emotional, just take a step, breathe, walk outside, whatever you need to do, right? And on the 6th, November 6th, you might have a little bit of trouble expressing yourself. And so if you feel like you get towards the end of this week and you're like, I'm not quite sure how to get this out, I don't know what to say, I don't know how to say it, pause, maybe write it down. You might be able to figure out what you're thinking if you just take a slow minute to write it out rather than just kind of spouting off of the mouth, right? I'm going to pull a card of destiny. Reminder, as I'm shuffling the cards, at the beginning of this video, Ashley was on, and Ashley talked about, she's in the comments, she's been commenting during the live broadcast. She came on to give away 15 free class passes to her Reiki and meditation circle. 15 of each. Please only take one of those class passes if you're really going to attend. It's at 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. So if you want to know how to claim that, the dates, all that, just go back to the beginning of the video. And that expires in 48 hours. So today is November 1st, 2021. You have 48 hours from right now to claim that. And then if you are a Spark Plug member, Ashley is doing a free Q&A tomorrow night to talk about how to become a Reiki practitioner. How do you take level 1? What does it consist of? How long does it take? She'll be offering that virtually, both the certification and the Q&A. So Spark Plug members, reach out to me or to Ashley to claim your spot in that, okay? All right, what do we need to know? Two of Spades, card of destiny, Sharon Jeffers deck. Here we go. This is for this week. If you have something valuable to share and you're feeling the need to do that, sharing it now could have great impact on you and on someone else. The dreamer within is calling to guide you to be aligned with your authentic self and to take a step in the direction that your heart desires. It's time to give the gift of personal wisdom to the world around you. Partnerships are in focus and they are favored. If you are considering a new partnership, this could be a good time. If you are concerned about a partnership, trust what you know is true, trust your intuition, and take the actions that support your inner knowing. If you are thinking about teaching or healing, this card is a confirmation to go forward. Life is speaking to you. Commit to listening. What a great card. Commit to listening. If you feel like you want to be a healer, if you feel like you want to help the people around you, I couldn't have given Ashley's Reiki Q&A any more of a raving endorsement from this card. You know, if you feel called to be a teacher or healer, this is the confirmation to go forward. I love that so much. I love when universe just lines it all up perfectly. It's always in divine order. Thank you, everybody who tuned in to today's live broadcast. Just a reminder, if you've not watched the Green River Killer Sarah Story, incredible video that we did last week. Sarah is amazing. Thank you to everybody who's watched it so far and has left a comment on that video. Incredible. You can't miss that video. It's once in a lifetime kind of discussion. So go watch that, the Green River Killer Sarah Story. It's on the homepage of Spirit and Spark TV here on YouTube. I'll be back in a couple of hours to do the Sovereignty Circle with Lisa Gunshore and Michelle Snelling. So I hope that you'll join us for that live broadcast. Send some light to yourself, send light to the world, and come as you are. Okay. Make it a great week. I'll go check my emails and see who has signed up for Ashley's Full Moon Reiki Circle class passes and the free Reiki Q&A. All right. Thanks to Ashley. Thanks to Yelena. And we will see you later. Make it a great week and happy November.